The following podcast is a member of the Pokecasters Network. Pokecasters Network, supporting Pokemon content creators, their shows, and the community of Pokemon fans. To find out more, check out PokecastersNetwork.com or find us on Twitter and Facebook.
There's a big announcement coming in about 3-ish minutes, so I'm gonna throw that here as before doing the actual midsection, which also isn't a midsection because it's in the beginning. You know what? Just keep that in mind as we start this over. Hi, my name is Anirudh. I'm the PMDM GM of the show, and thanks for listening to the episode. As always, episodes come out weekly. Subscribe, follow, support the show in that way. It's the easiest thing. All you have to do is click a button. Bam. Episodes consistently as soon as they're uploaded. So, you should click that button. If you've enjoyed the episode and want to support us in any way, shape, or form that you can, the best way, the easiest way, the simplest way, share us with your friends. Share us with people that are interested in the end of the arc, because that may be closer than you think. Especially when listening to this episode, you're like, there's no way you end it, right? Well, it's pretty close. Also, leave us a review on your podcasting platform. Reviews help to bring new people into our community and give us advice on what we can improve upon in the future. You can also follow us on Twitter at NotAScratchCast or email us at notascratchcast@gmail.com if you have any cool ideas to add to the podcast or just want to reach out to us. We have a Discord for Not a Scratch where I know most of what's going on there, and there's a lot of cool things indeed, and a website which you can check out at www.notascratchcast.com. That website has our episodes, our merch page where you can buy things that are cool, knickknacks and items for your specific home decor or drinking mugs or a sweater. I'm literally wearing the sweatshirt right now. And it helps support the show as well. So, if you want to get some merch, go ahead and do so. And there's also an art page where you post both commissioned and fan art. On top of all those things that I already mentioned, and yes, there's quite a lot there, there's more things coming down the line. I've got a bunch of plans for 2023, and my goal is to hit on like 40% of them. So, because usually with me, too many ideas, not enough time, but I'm going to get 40% is my goal. So, look forward to that. Our website merch update over time, so stay tuned. We want to thank Glitch X City for the songs Kirby's Dream Land, the Lo-Fi remix, the Mystery Dungeon Sea of Time remix, the Mystery Dungeon Temporal Tower remix, and the Diamond and Pearl Cyrus Battle remix. We also want to thank Tabletop Audio for the songs Before the Storm and Endgame. I'm also going to pat myself on the back for a little bit because this song that you're listening to right now, I sort of helped make. I did the thing. I put the loops together, and that's about all I can really do, and just see what sounds good. But it's not bad, which is why it's here right now. So pat, and we move on. We also want to shout out our Patreon members, and this is the big announcement I was talking about. We at Not a Scratch not only have a Patreon, but it's been revamped, revitalized, re-energized, whatever good thing here, where you can get amazing extra benefits regarding the show and its future. I've changed some of the tier rewards and made it so that not only is it feasible for me, but it's stuff that you might actually want, and the tiers start as little as $1 a month. And honestly, that is the biggest bang for your buck. Joining the other tiers is fantastic, and you'll get cooler and more awesome stuff, but if you want to support the show and you have the financial ability to do so, please take that into consideration before even thinking about donating. But if you'd like to join the Patreon and are able to do so, willing to do so, check it out. I'm biased, but I think it's pretty cool. We also shout out our Patreon members during the show, so thank you to our current Patreon members, Ginny, Ursula93, Eli, Damon Liger, and Simon Pelowakin. For more information about anything discussed, you can check out the links in the episode description or contact us on Discord or Twitter. One final thing, if you're interested in having a promo on the show for your podcast, we would love to help. Send us an email, contact us on Twitter or Discord, and we'd be happy to discuss more. Now, I've stalled long enough. You've heard my announcement. Thank you so much for listening to that again. Without further ado, let's get into the episode. Perfect timing. Sounds like the music is starting to calm down as well. That's what I'm going to do in the month of February. I'm just going to fix this sheet because there's half the folks in here. There are random drillers that I don't think we've ever met. I'm like, why are you in here? Why did I program?
I'm sure you have megabytes on megabytes of notes that just make no sense. Yeah.
You don't have a name, you don't have a job.
And yet, for some reason, I've noted down a voice.
Alternatively, I put this in, and then don't reference that at all, and then people wonder what we're talking about when we're talking about the thing that we're talking about.
I mean, that's also just this show in a nutshell.
Alternatively to the alternative, this episode comes out in like anywhere between January and 2026, so it doesn't really matter. I'm probably gonna forget / making my own decision later on. There we go. That's the intro.
I'm trying to think what the farthest date in the future we've referenced is. I don't think we've dared go past 2026 yet. We hold ourselves to some level of a standard.
Yeah, we do. We guarantee we will have yearly episodes at worst. I stand by that. Whether that means that in 2020, there we go. That's a...
Ladies and gentlemen, regardless of when this comes out, I guarantee you that you will get at least one episode in 2023. I say this realizing that this is going to be like the best case scenario, the 4th or 5th episode of 2023.
Bold considering it's almost 2023.
Yeah. For context, we're recording this on Christmas Eve.
Yeah. No, we just finished the entire
Christmas, a holiday which neither of us celebrate, so...
Yep, tomorrow is just a Sunday. Hello everyone, welcome to Not a Scratch, the only podcast that believes that Scratch is an overpowered move. I am your host, your PM, your DM, your GM, Anirudh himself, and with me here starting in his new sitcom, Hoopa's Bad Guys.
It's me, Muhammad. I star as literally everyone because, you know, we've established all these guys have the same voice actor.
Yes. There was more words
how do you feel about me stealing your limelight here? Or was it you that cast me in this role as of Hoopa's Bad Guys? Is that what happened here?
I feel like that's probably... Well, you did come up with a name, so I feel like you would be executive director for this. I'm probably like an animator. No, I'm the one reference guy on the side that like everybody turns to when they want like, you know, like mythology experts get referenced in. You're like magicians get referenced.
You're not
in
even
a magic show.
You're on the writing staff purely because not because like, you know, you provide insight into the story, not because, you know, you're an incredible script writer, but because, you know, like you're just a guy with base knowledge. You're basically like a consultant on the writing staff.
Exactly. I'm a Hoopa consultant, especially this version. Specifically
a Hoopa consultant.
I am not even Hoopas in general. It is this specific Hoopa that I am. This
specific Hoopa. You were on the writing staff for this show. We brought you on because you know this guy, and that's all.
That's it. Welcome everyone to the show. I guess I'll say this now. If you're listening to this episode and didn't listen to the rest of the show, sorry we kind of spoiled the big bad. I mean, if you're at this point, and you got to this point and realized that this wasn't the first episode, it says Arc 5 in the title. Shout out to you, of course. And if you don't mind spoilers, great. But also, whoops, my bad. Anyway,
sorry for the spoiler, but thank you for the view.
Yes.
We appreciate it.
Absolutely. A fun thing we can actually say this now. Mansoor has returned, not to the show, but back to America. After his many weeks abroad in various countries doing various things. I think, now don't quote me on this, he hasn't told me what exactly he's doing, but part of me thinks he's coming back now because his job is over. And what else ended around this time? The World Cup. Am I saying he's a consultant for the World Cup? No. All I'm saying is he went to various countries that participated in the World Cup, did various tasks that related, in a way, to the countries in the World Cup. Whether or not they were successful remains to be seen. All I'm saying is, at one point, I do remember him being, I think, in the Argentina area, and Argentina did win, so...
No, he was in Argentina at one point, but also he was in Greenland at one point. And as far as I'm aware, Greenland does not compete in the World Cup.
Well, Green Man. Green Man. Greenland.
Greenland is a country. Green Man.
I think Greenland is either owned, operated, or something by Denmark, right? Isn't that
that's true? True, but also, I mean, there are other countries or other, like, you know, I guess not quite principalities, but like, things of that nature, that do have their own national teams. Greenland does have its own national team. Wait,
Okay,
no.
all right.
No.
What?
The Greenland national football team represents Greenland in non-FIFA international tournaments. It has the same
Maybe it was
status
just,
as the Faroe
recruiting.
Islands within the Kingdom of Denmark. Greenland is not, unlike the Faroe Islands national football team, a member of FIFA or any continental confederation, is therefore not eligible to enter the World Cup or other sanctioned tournaments.
So maybe he was recruiting, trying to be like, Greenland, join us on FIFA. I feel like Mansour would not
That
like the fact
could
that
that could be it. That could be it. He could have been like, hey, the Faroe Islands compete technically.
Technically.
I say technically because I mean they're a FIFA member federation. They just, as far as I'm aware, what's their current ranking? Hold on. Does Wikipedia tell me their current FIFA ranking? Yes. As of the most recent ranking, post.
Please tell me they're like 23rd or something really high like that.
You were close. 23rd plus 100. In
darn.
July
I
of
had real
2015
hope.
and October of 2016, they were rated as high as 74th in the world.
Decent. Considering they just joined and immediately ranked to like top 3rd in the world, I think, if we assume every country participates, right? There's like 200-ish countries.
Well, to be fair, their lowest rating was when they entered. I believe they entered at 198, like bottom of the world, September of 2008.
Yeah, that's that comeback, though. They're like the modern-day Detroit Lions, if we ignore every other aspect of history.
74th in the world? Hold on. I need to look at the current FIFA World Rankings to see who is 74th in the world right now.
Also, I mentioned this earlier, but I don't think Mansour would particularly like being associated with FIFA, being that FIFA is FIFA.
Yeah. Though to be fair, if he was like, just working for like CAF or something, he'd be fine.
True.
Like he'd enjoy that. The current 74th ranked nation in the world is El Salvador, which they're not bad. They're just never really in a position to threaten to make the World Cup, at least not in the format that we are used to. We'll have to see how qualification works moving forward with the expansion of the World Cup.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you're aware, but the World Cup is
they're going
expanding to 48 teams.
48 teams, and then I read something of like there was a suggestion in place to do it every 3 years as opposed to 4 years. That is somewhere.
That might have been an idea that was floated, but never actually gained any traction. I can believe that.
I don't think it. I don't think it's
FIFA just in general is always looking for ways to make more money.
What a shock!
I know, it's crazy. What's the lowest rated country that was in this World Cup? Okay, obviously it's Qatar, right?
Probably,
there's
yeah.
no one below
country.
Qatar, right? I'm not seeing any World Cup nations below them, but they were not that far down the rating, though to be fair, a lot of countries' ratings suffered at this World Cup. Ghana is currently 58, Canada is currently 53. Can I go back to the first page? Because the first page has the first 50. Who else really suffered at this World Cup? To be fair, I can't see anyone else who really suffered at this World Cup, because everyone else is like top 35. So yeah. Anyways, long tangent aside, Mansour's come back to the homeland, which is good because we are now ranked above Germany. We're now ranked above Germany in the FIFA World Rankings. So
we're somehow better than Germany, which doesn't really make much sense, but all right.
Just saying, the US right now is ranked 13th in the world, and of those 13, 9 are European countries, 2 are South American countries, and Morocco just made the semifinals.
We're the best in North America, especially considering that North America is only like 3 countries, technically speaking, if we ignore Central America and other aspects like that, yeah.
Well, actually, the North American Confederation is called CONCACAF, which is like the confederation, like the confederation of like North and Central America and the Caribbean. Like it's like the I don't know exactly how it translates to English. I don't know exactly how it translates to English, but it comes down to North, Central America, and the Caribbean. It's like
everything north of Venezuela, effectively.
Huh?
It's like everything north of Venezuela, effectively.
Pretty much. Everything that is not physically on the continent of South America, but in the Western Hemisphere.
Yes.
Is part of CONCACAF.
Speaking of organizations, that's my segue into this. Bad guys, we existed in the last episode, and we fought them.
Yeah, we
For
did.
more on this, we go to senior correspondent Muhammad, aka Ralph. Yeah, that's right. Muhammad, aka Ralph. Can you tell where my mind is at right now?
Okay,
I need a nap.
Okay, Anirudh, you really want me to talk about you want me to talk about the recap, but like I kind of want to keep talking about the soccer thing.
Apparently, people really loved the most recent episode that got released. Your recap was effectively we did some stuff and did some things, and as a result, the stuff did the things. And people apparently love that. So feel free to recap this however you feel like. I'll be back in 65 seconds.
Okay, yeah. So last time we beat up some bad guys. Now to talk soccer for 55 seconds. I'm putting this out there right now. I've told Mansoor this. I don't know if I've told Anirudh this, but I'm putting this out there for the world to know. In 2026, the US and England are going to meet in the World Cup final. I called this back in 2019. You can ask Mansoor, he can verify this. In 2019, I said they will meet in the World Cup final, and the US, realistically, is one good striker away. If someone like a Ricardo Pepi, a Josh Sargent, a Haji Wright can develop into a truly well-rounded striker that can like actually compete at like even the Europa League level, the US is going to make a run. The US is scary good. The US lost in the round of 16 was really bad because of just bad defensive lapses, but also because they never got on the front foot because they can't create chances and cannot finish. So, with some better chance creation and some better finishing...
And that's time. Thanks for joining us today. Anyway,
was that 65 seconds on the dot?
I counted 65 seconds from the moment I stepped away, so yes.
Okay, perfect.
Anyway, long story short, U.S. England, we're going to see 1776 back again, except less violent, probably.
No, more violent. Are you kidding? It's going to be the World Cup final.
That's true.
It's going to be the World Cup final on home soil. If I had to guess, it will be either in like MetLife or like the Rose Bowl. One of those two.
We bring back Veterans Stadium for this purpose, so that the jail is already there.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway,
I will say, just as an aside, if the U.S. and England meet in the World Cup final, I'm not saying this is like home turf bias or like, home state bias or hometown bias is the word I'm looking for. But I think it would be fitting for them to play in Foxborough.
I can see that.
Right? I mean, you bring out the musket men that, do their thing at Pat's games and at Rev's games, and, all of a sudden, hey, look at that. It's a true home field advantage. Which, to be fair, actually, if it was U.S. England, the stadium would truly be split, I feel like. Because if there's one country that's going to show up for a World Cup in the U.S., it's going to be England.
Probably. We can bring out all the Boston stuff, though. We get the Celtic mascot for some reason. Tom Brady, after year 36 of playing or whatever, he'll be a Patriot for some reason, and then come out, introduce both sides like the one. I'm not gonna
lie. If Tom Brady dares show his face at Gillette again, we're gonna have fighting words.
Why?
I have disowned that man. He has done his legacy a disservice, and by extension, he has done the Patriots' legacy a disservice.
I ask why, but we are well into our time here in this early part of the section, so maybe that's a Patreon thing. I don't know. We just see a Patreon episode that's like 6 hours long about like the Brady legacy is tarnishing, brought to you by Muhammad, and it's just a full expose of pure bias, by the way. But
okay, it is currently December 24th, 2022. This episode probably goes out sometime in January of 2023. My only evidence is, where is Tom Brady right now? As you are listening to this, where is Tom Brady? What's the latest we've heard about him? That is my evidence. Thank you very much. I yield my time.
I think it's in Cincinnati right now, right? No, the Patriots are playing Cincinnati. That's why I'm wrong. Never mind.
I was making
a joke about where they were playing, but I can't remember who the Bucs are playing, if they're playing at all.
Well, no. I said as you're listening to this, as in when people are listening to this in like January or February 2023. Where is Tom Brady? What's the latest we've heard from him?
I might, if I remember this episode comes out, I might purposely do this to be assuming he does get this far in a playoff game, and then just specifically be like, hey, he's in Philly right now. Like, Anyway, no.
Okay, but here's the thing. This episode's going to come out after the divisional round.
This episode's probably coming out Pro Bowl week, if I had to make a guess right now.
It's coming out at earliest case, the conference championship weekend, right? Earliest case. It cannot come out before then. Like literally just numerically, it cannot come out before then.
No, I just pump out episodes every day next week. Like, anyway, yeah, no, go on.
But anyways, yeah, that's my episode. That's my evidence. Let's go into the episode before
anyway.
Tangent again. For how long have we been recording already?
50 minutes, of which I think half of that has been live. So make of that what you will.
Wait, 50 minutes? Half of that has been... What do you mean half of that has been?
Half of that has been actual episode stuff, as opposed to us talking.
No, it's been like 15 minutes.
Yeah, something like that. Anyway, let's stop doing all this. I don't know how much of this has actually been in the episode. Without further ado,
literally none of it.
Also, actually, I did forget one thing. Yeah, this is definitely hey, future me, cut all this up because I'm about to mention something I should have mentioned a while ago as an extra thing in the recap. There was an amazing speech. It's different than the one Muhammad heard, but it's an amazing speech. Did I re-record it? Absolutely. Is it better? Absolutely. Does it make more sense? Absolutely. But it's different than what you heard, so make of that what you will. Anyway,
if you want to hear Anirudh doing a fun motivational wartime speech, go back to the last episode. It was a fun one.
Yep.
I say this having not heard it.
Yeah, you heard the original speech, which you can hear on Patreon. That doesn't quite fit as well, though it is equally impressive because I'm just making up the entire thing on the spot, and it's vaguely Gara-esque because we were making a bunch of anime jokes in the last episode. Mm-hmm. This episode, maybe there's less. Who knows? Anyway, without further ado, unless there's
I think we haven't gotten the anime trade rolling. So,
all right. Anything else to add, Muhammad, before we actually do the thing? Without further ado, let us dive on in. So, welcome back to the episode. I'm your host, Anirudh himself. Today, we do a great thing, which is called Fight a City. I think that's the goal.
Yes. It is time to beat up some buildings.
I need you to roll for me something that I only just remembered, like, just now, that I was rolling throughout the previous episode, and now's a good time for you to figure out if you can figure it out. Go ahead and roll for me a perception.
Oh yeah, I was rolling perception a bunch last time.
Go ahead and roll perception for me.
When was I rolling perception though?
I was rolling a bunch.
You were rolling a bunch of perception. I was never rolling. Wait, okay. Yeah, I was never rolling.
I was rolling a bunch.
You were rolling a bunch of perception to see if someone saw the Petra scarf, and then nothing happened.
That too. I was also rolling a bunch for this item that we may or may not reveal right now, depending on your perception roll.
Well, how do you like an 18?
An 18 is great. So, right now, currently, it's you, Sindoran, Adam, Manaphy in the bag, heading back towards the city. We also have sort of established, Adam has, we haven't established this, I'm establishing this now. Adam has used his psychic powers / badge ability to send the three guys to what he presumes will be a safe, secure, prison-esque location that totally won't be broken later on.
Yeah, it's not like they have a legendary Pokemon to build them out, right?
Exactly. But for the next, like, half an hour-ish, you're good. So.
Half an hour?
At least half an hour.
What's the point?
You get a half an hour. Anyway, that's great. Anyway, y'all are heading back to the city, preparing for your journey, and behind you, you hear, "That was totally wicked."
Huh?
Turn around. Presumably, I assume.
No. We're just gonna assume
totally
that someone who we're just gonna ignore the fact that someone who sounds like they are 7 years old watched our secret society fight another secret society with basically the fate of the world in the balance every time we clash. We're just gonna ignore that.
Yeah, you just walk away. That's a game over. So you turn around. How many 7-year-olds do we know in this show? Ish.
Have I met any 7-year-olds?
You've met someone younger than 7 that has been regular in the show-ish.
I'm asking. I asked this question because if this is the character that I think it is, I've never heard their voice.
You've heard their voice. I don't know who you're thinking of, but we've heard this voice. Come on, how many? I was about to say something in Thummel, which you wouldn't have understood. How many Kuti corn days do you know? How many basically small children do you know? Yeah, you would understand that perfectly, seeing as it's a language that
I will say, of all of my Daisy friends, you're like, of all of, like the Daisy friends I actually like interact with on a regular basis, I think you're like the only one who speaks Tamil.
Probably it's
because I don't have many South Indian friends.
It's a South Indian thing. So
yeah.
It's a South South Indian.
Yeah.
I'm flexing right now, even though nobody can see this. Anyway, how many young children do we know that are regular characters on this show?
That are regular characters on the show?
Oh, come on.
Regular characters on the show.
Regular in that they're mentioned at least multiple times in arc.
Multiple times every arc?
Ish. Yeah. I think they are referenced since their introduction a couple of times in arc, if not they themselves showing up, right? Maybe not arc 4, but every other arc.
Bro, you're asking me to reach way too deep into the archives.
It's okay. Let me restart everything. How many 4-year-olds do you think you know in this show?
Is that this character's age?
Ish. I've been saying ish a lot because I don't think we've ever established it, but ish.
I'm half doing this because I'm confused, half doing this because I think I know the answer, but I just want to make the audience mad. Who is this?
Hi, Mr. Kyle. I got a little bit more mature, apparently. Hi, I'm Susie.
And well, she doesn't quite say that, but Susie's here.
I don't know why I remember Susie's voice being different. I also feel like I think I've only heard Susie's voice once. That also is something that confuses me.
That's true. Susie is a Ralph character.
Yeah, no, like, which is why I was like, I've never heard this character's voice before, and then I remembered, wait, no, I've heard this character's voice once before.
Right. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, because
Right?
and then the special episode, and then.
Well, because Kyle's only interaction with Susie, assuming, like, obviously there's a whole lot of, like, timeline shenanigans, My only experience with Susie as for the person playing Kyle has been, hey, there's going to be an egg.
Yeah, hey, there's an egg, bye. That's true.
That's it. That's been my only interaction with Susie.
That's a fair point, yeah.
I always assumed Susie was quiet, timid, didn't really speak a lot. This is a very outgoing character. I'm thrown for a loop right now.
No, Susie has her own podcast on the Not a Scratch Patreon page that hopefully will have multiple episodes by the time this comes out.
This is true. This is very true.
This is the thing that I started, and then I got sick, and then stayed sick, and I'm still sort of sick. I mean, I still cough occasionally, but eventually, Susie's gonna have multiple episodes. Anyway, regardless of all that, Susie,
hi, Kyle. That was totally wicked.
I'm trying to get as high pitch as I can. I think my voice was less deep 2 years ago, is my excuse, as opposed to the logical thing of
that could also be a thing, That could also be a thing.
Yeah. Anyway, Susie's here. Sup.
Kyle's like just looking around, looking back at Susie, looks towards the city, looks back at Susie, because Susie was supposed to be with, I assume she was supposed to be with like the Bronze Roses, right?
That's what you
like
assume.
when we all dispatched.
That would make sense.
Because she was just she popped in with the Bronze Roses, and the Bronze Roses went to the city, and
yeah.
So I think
Big
Kyle's
Brother,
just like
Atlas and all that.
Yeah, so Kyle's like just pointing back and forth between Susie and the city, confused.
Oh, yeah, I was, so I was gonna go into the city, and then, Big Brother said that I should be with you, because you'd be in the more secure location, and then, I came here, and it looked like you were having a loud conversation with them, and so I stayed back, and then you finished your conversation, and then they disappear, and then I came here, and I talked to you, and now, I don't know when that. Hey,
I'm fully embracing the little kid mode. This is my time, man.
Yeah.
I have been preparing for this for a decade.
I just realized something, and I cannot say what I want to say right now because you have made zero progress in Pokemon Violet. Chances are, by the time you're editing this, you'll have progressed to the point in the game where you'll understand what I mean right now, and I'm gonna get a text from you being like, "Oh my goodness,
I get it now." But as of now, no. As far as I know, Waltz is just an early one, and that's it.
There's such a parallel. Okay.
Anyway.
Okay. I think Kyle at this point is just gonna look up to Adam questioningly, like, what do we do here?
Adam is looking at Susie with confusion is evident on his face. Go ahead and roll insight.
Insight is wisdom, which is beauty, right?
Let me confirm that. Insight is a beauty thing, yes.
Yeah, I rolled a 4.
Confusion is spread across Adam's face as just like, that is not one of the people on the main squad. I am confused, and why is this happening?
Wait. Oh, I was rolling insight on like looking at Adam and trying to figure out what Adam's
you were focusing on Adam, sorry.
For a half second in my mind, the confusion was just so blatant that I was like, wait, did I just roll for Adam? What just happened?
So Adam clearly confused. So Doran has no idea who this is, like at all.
No, none.
I think Adam would probably have a vague, maybe like one time back when he was head of the guild, Atlas the Gallade was doing something, Susie showed up. So like vague recognition also appears after a few moments.
Also, I assume when Adam zapped everyone in, right, like Susie was included in the zap. So like
Susie somehow joined in. Atlas was the guy that Adam was zapping in, and Susie apparently just showed up. Susie's the only one that knows who this is. I think maybe the Bronze and Roses have better ideas. You could probably ask them. But as of Adam's perspective, this little kid showed up with Big Brother, and you know what? We got things to deal with. If Atlas got this, he got this. And it turns out Atlas decided to hand the responsibility over to you. A la insert number one problem here.
So Adam didn't bring Susie here, and then Adam didn't have Susie following us. So Adam's just lost.
The only thing Adam recognizes is that this Raltz is the younger sister of that Gallade in the Bronze Roses that shines a lot. Like he's a great guy. He's probably charging the city, doing the great things. And this kid,
but also Adam surely so Adam just has no idea how Susie got here, despite having not teleported Susie here.
Correct.
Okay. Come on, dude.
He's putting pieces together, but none of these
they're
pieces
not falling
sense.
into place. They're not falling into place at all. Okay.
A plus B equals C. But why is B existing in the first place? That's what Adam is currently relating. Like, okay, I get how you got here. I don't get why you got here. And then spinning around in circles from that. Adam's basically using all 5,000 IQ points right now to try to figure something out. Anyway, and then Sindoran has just no idea who this is. Yeah.
Okay. I think what Kyle's gonna do is oh god, because now I don't know what I want. Now I don't know if I'm like, all right, do I like leave someone here to babysit the kid? Do I babysit the kid, or do we just say, all right, kid, come on now? It feels incredibly irresponsible to bring this kid in there with us, although this is just not a losing position that we're in. Like the risk is pretty low, I would say. If we say, all right, Susie, come on, grab Susie's hand and walk her into the city. I feel like that risk is pretty low, but it's also an incredibly irresponsible decision.
So we bring the question at hand. How responsible is Kyle right now? Keep in mind, you do have a baby inside your backpack right now.
That's the one thing. It's in my bag or in Sindoran's bag?
In Sindoran's bag. But nevertheless, you have a baby in this fight. So having a 4-year-old probably isn't stretching the situation too much.
No, but I mean, the difference is the 4-year-old has the base stat total of a 4-year-old, and the baby has the base stat total of
you,
a prime athlete.
I'm sorry. That's totally true, and also terrifying anyway.
I mean, look, I don't know what inspired Manaphy's character design and base that total and everything either. All I know is
the moment this egg
excuse
hatched,
me, that was
I
a
had
ferocious
Usain Bolt.
yawn.
All I know is basically this baby hatched, and immediately I had somebody that can compete with Usain Bolt.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's like, all right, well, this baby can take care of itself. We're just carrying the baby around because plot.
Because plot. That's sure.
Because plot. Because plot, and also some whale in the ocean wants to see it.
Presumably, I'm gonna throw that out there, even though it's obvious.
Anirudh, if we get to the ocean and we find Kyogre, and Kyogre's like, who dis? I will walk to Philadelphia or New York or Pittsburgh or Boston or Montreal or wherever you're hiding. You're hiding somewhere in the Eastern time zone. I'll walk all the way down to Miami.
Okay, yeah, so probably the whale, but nevertheless.
Yeah. Anyways, the long and short of it is I've stalled long enough. I've made a decision. Kyle's just gonna him and Adam are just exchanging confused looks. Kyle is just gonna shrug, turn to Susie, and just nod towards the city like, come on, and start walking.
Yay!
And Susie's just Susieing along. Adam just has a blank look on his face like, what have I done to do this? Like, why? Sandoran is looking in his bag for something. That's about as far as you get. And away we go.
Sandoran's looking at his bag for something. I assume child. Sandora's just there like, can Manaphy learn transform? What just happened?
Just like, there's another kid? What the?
But yeah,
the party.
We're just taking Susie to the city, and worst case scenario, we give Susie the Manaphy treatment and stuff her in the bag.
Susie's probably cool with that. Anyway, away to the city you go.
I was gonna say Susie would like appreciate the piggyback ride, and then I remembered, wait, hold on, Ralts and Trico are the same height, and then I remembered, wait, Manaphy and Trico are the same height. So a lot of this makes zero sense. We are rolling with it.
Yep. Where do we go? Here we are. Sure. Okay. So, the party has now increased by 1 as you have added 1 Susie to the team. Speaking of team, the team is now heading into the city as you get closer and closer. The noise of battle increases more and more. You hear loud declarations of war preceded by a bunch of flashing lights and random beams of light and other elemental things that aren't just light. As you continue
light,
forward,
fire, water, grass.
Yes.
Air.
The main elements. The main elements.
Ground,
earth, air,
rock.
fire, water. Also, like fighting.
All of a sudden, someone uses steel beam.
Yes. All that fun stuff. Anyway,
that's a movie you're
where's your
familiar
destination?
with, right?
I do know what steel beam is. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I forget what genre was introduced. Yeah, I think we're just gonna head to the city hall. Is kind of the plan.
Cool.
We're gonna head to the city hall. We're gonna, weave our way through all of the fighting because I'm fairly certain between 6 guilds that showed up, right?
Mm-hmm. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Great, I know numbers.
Because the recruits are the secret 8th. The recruits are the secret 8th. And the battle hammers are the one that are AWOL. So it's 6 guilds.
Correct.
And
the 6 guild, yeah, yep.
And I assume those 6 guilds are holding their own. Because there's no one on those guilds that is throwing, unlike the battle hammers. And so we're just gonna go to City Hall and sort things out from there.
Roll for me a luck d20 and a stealth d20.
A luck d20 and a stealth d20. Luck, I am not lucky, and I am not stealthy either. 6 and 4.
Okay, so downside you are in...
Okay, I think Susie's getting stuffed in the bag, right?
Okay, so downside, you're not being stealthy at all. The bright side, it doesn't really matter. because I rolled a 3 on my roll. So basically, everybody is loudly exclaiming their fight a la, like, anime. It's full on, like, you know, now, Razor Leaf starts chucking leaves out, you know, oh yeah, I'll go for Hyper Beam, like, in full, like, everyone's screaming out their moves. Thus,
Pikachu, aim for the horn!
Yep. Pikachu's aiming for the horn, and I don't think there's a Pikachu on any of these, but nevertheless.
No, it's not.
There's a bunch of folks that are basically screaming at each other. Thus, you're trying to be stealthy. Susie's out here pointing out everybody like, I know that guy worked by my big brother. They're my big brother. Like, fully screaming out like, this is all great. Fantastic. Don't you just love a good battle every now and then? And nobody seems to mind because they're too busy screaming each other. So,
yeah.
Ultimately,
I was really concerned when I rolled a 6 for dumb luck. I did not realize I was rolling against you. Thank you for saving me.
So, yeah. So you kind of just like successfully stealth your way through, reaching City Hall, and with the war zone still behind you, I presume you head inside to find big guys.
Well, not quite yet. We get to City Hall. We saw a whole lot of people fighting. None of the guilds made their way here, right?
No. As far as you can tell, you haven't accounted for everybody, but a bunch of people are behind you right now. So, not many people.
Presumably, none of the guilds are here. Presumably. What if? And this is wild because like there's no way they just let us do this for free. But what if I just turned to Adam and just was like, any chance we could just take a look at the chessboard real quick and see our position, see what's happening?
Oh, the map thing, right?
Yeah, the big map, the war game.
Sure. I do need a bit of cover, though. So Doran's like, all right, I got this. It kind of just stretches out his stretches out. Yeah, I've got you there. Kyle, feel free to introduce things. Reet! Like, and Phil starts screaming himself. Starts blasting folks. You see a corfish literally fly in the air after getting hit by one of those hyper voices.
Yep.
Thus buying you a little bit of time and space. So Sindoran's effectively bodyguarding here as Adam starts setting up mini protections, effectively not quite the same thing as the tent, but enough so that at least if someone threw a rock at you, it probably wouldn't hit you immediately. Pulls out the map, zooms in on the city. What you just see is a bunch of colored dots like flying all over the place. It is very hard to tell what everything is, let alone who everything is.
But there's a whole lot of dots flying around all over the city. But what really matters is this little patch of land here next to this building that we're next to. And importantly, it'll seem that we will see at least two, probably we'll see two large figures next to us, probably, and we'll see two large bad figures next to us, probably. We'll see 3 or 4 or 5 good figures next to us, probably. The important thing is, are there any others, specifically of the friendly variety?
In the building.
In the building, there are friendly figures.
No, sorry. I'm asking a clarifying question. In the building, are we looking at?
Like, on the premises, so like both in the building and then also like, you know, the surrounding perimeter of the building. All right. Mm-hmm. Like, there's no like last I checked, in all the major cities that I've been in, usually city halls aren't just like in the middle of a random block. You know,
True.
They've got a little they've got a little plot of land around them.
Mm-hmm.
Usually they have their own block, or not usually, but a lot of the times they'll have like usually they have their own block, right? Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah. Anyways, that's the area that I'm looking at, not just like in the building, but like, you know, this entire the building premises is what I'm looking at.
Okay. In the building premises, you see yourself. Oops, sorry. You see yourself and your squad. How
many dots are there for us and our squad? Is it 5? Is it 4? Is it 3? What's the map's analysis of this situation?
Are we counting Sindoran in this as part of your squad?
Is it 2? Is it 3? Is it 4? Is it 5?
All right, so Sindoran, you see a dot that is moving approximately the same level that Sindoran is, so you can presume that's his dot.
Okay.
I can't remember. Did I say the guild members had their own special colors or something? I think
all the guild members were the same color. The recruits were a different color. But right now we're like in the public, so like I assume it's in like covert non-recruit mode, right?
Right. Okay. So if it's a not recruit
like
mode, then
we're all one
allies,
like we're all one color, and then they're all the other color.
So you see a dot that could be Sindoran, and that's probably Sindoran. So he's out floating around. Standing in front of the door, you would see 2 dots then?
Okay. All right. A total of 3 dots in our squad. It doesn't count Susie, and it doesn't count Kid. Cool. I was just curious. This doesn't change anything. I'm just curious. I'm curious to see how you assess the situation.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure that out myself. I'm trying to remember if I counted Manaphy beforehand. I'm going to make the assumption...
I don't think you did. I don't think you did.
Yeah, I'm going to assume that I set it up so that Manaphy wasn't counted, so in which case there would be 2 dots here.
Yeah, okay. Well, 3 including the one
jumping
around yelling at everything.
Yes. So Sindoran's just bopping around, your 2 are sitting there. We're good.
Also, as a random aside, Hyper Voice has become one of my favorite moves.
Hyper Voice is a fun move.
Not because of this, but because of Sylveon.
Yes. Those make sense as well.
Pixelate Hyper Voices are fun.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's the case there. Inside the building, I presume, is where we're going next?
Yeah, well, there's nothing else on the premises, I assume.
Well, I mean, there's a bunch of random enemies and stuff like that, but that's all.
There's a bunch of random red dots popping around and then instantly just, like, getting flung out 50 yards.
Basically.
Yeah, okay.
That's the case. Inside the building, you see 2 larger red dots, presumably big mini bad and then little mini bad or whatever we're gonna call them.
Oh my god, what were their names? Red Eye and Claw?
Claws. The more unpronounceable it is, the better it's pronounced. Claws.
Red Eye and Claw.
Yes. Those 2 presumably are in there. I think Adam has programmed it to focus on those 2, so as a result, those 2.
Okay. No other good dots in the building.
In the building, no.
Okay.
I did reference outside of the city. You know that there is a clump of 5 orange dots in the city somewhere.
This is true.
They're just not at City Hall.
It's a clump of 5.
5. Is 5 the right number? Let me think.
Right, because it was the Battle Hammers minus their mole.
It is 5.
Yeah. Okay. I wish I'd remember that before we came charged again, because I think the play...
I mean, Adam could try to zoom out, but it'd be harder to tell who's the enemy, or who's the ally you're looking for as opposed to the ally that you're not.
Yeah, but I mean, at the same time, is there any chance that either I or Adam know the structure? Adam surely knows the structure of the underground cells here in Iron Gate, right? Adam's the one who tipped me off to them being where I was.
Yes. Adam would have an idea. Adam would have an idea.
Adam would have an idea. I think Kyle is gonna, like, he's assessed. Well, I mean, all that he's assessed is just that they're there alone, and I think Kyle's just gonna look up to Adam and just be like, I think we should get some reinforcements. Considering, nods head to building, points to 2 large red dots.
That's a fair point. So, yeah, close the map, switches off all those sort of protections. Whistles. I can't whistle properly here. Anyway, Sindoran stops screaming at everything and then heads back. Roll for me. No, I'll roll. All right, that's not. Sindoran has taken 3 points of damage and all of his yelling and screaming. So keep that in mind. He is fully healed though.
Yeah, we're all full health after our last skirmish.
Yep.
So, yeah.
And so Adam sort of packs everything up, whistles. Sindoran pops in. It's like, all right. Where are we going now? To the cells. Adam asks you. Actually, go ahead and roll for me before he asks you. Go ahead and roll for me a history check. History check. Yeah.
7. The dice hate me today.
Okay, that's cool.
Correction. The dice don't hate me. The dice are just saving themselves for the important rolls.
I have rolled a 3, I think, 3 times today.
Oh my god.
All right, so Adam asks you, do you remember where you exited out from? To which I'm going to say, based on your history roll, nah.
I don't remember exactly. Yeah, it was It was somewhere on the edge of the city, somewhere.
Yes. Adam's like, all right, we'll do this the hard way. Follow me. And now Adam's leading for once as he starts walking past City Hall, away from the City Hall, basically. Susie's still with you. Sonoran's with you. Menifee is now fully invigorated in what's happening. As you guys...
Menifee is, like, excitedly, like you see, like, bubbles, like, popping out of the bag, like, excited bubbles as Menifee's watching everything, and then Susie's, like, actually, like, you know, gets to be out there excited, and Menifee's, like, almost kind of jealous, but not really, because Menifee's so excited. Yeah.
Menifee's, like, pops a bubble out just out of pure excitement. I'm helping, right? Like, that's fully it.
Menifee launches singular bubbles. Ha! Ha! Ha!
Got him. And away you go to presumably the entrance.
I was gonna say somewhere a random cargo. I realized they're all like we're fighting water type baddies, but like among all these water type baddies is just a random cargo that like takes a bubble to the back of the shell and is just like, who did that?
Just turns around. Who did that? Like pointing at all the allies. Yeah, there's a completely side skirmish, but now there's a bunch of enemy Pokemon fighting each other because they think they shot the bubble at the Macargo, and the Macargo's like, no. So insert Pokemon. I don't know. Let me throw out a random Pokemon here. There's a Golbat looking on in confusion as the enemies he was fighting were all now fighting each other. The Golbat kind of just shrugs and then goes off to another battle. Anyway, you guys are heading towards the jail cell entrance. It is currently guarded by a couple of water types. Let's think. Who are the first water types I can think of? There's a Tentacool and a Goldeen. Sure, why not?
I need you to finish Scarlet Violet!
Don't tell me this is another reference.
I cannot confirm nor deny anything.
Oh, brother. Anyway, Tentacool, Goldeen, guarding these cells. Adam just kind of walks up and real professional like, excuse me, we need to enter in if you don't mind. Goldeen almost opens the door. It's like, hey, wait a minute. You're not one of our folks. Oh, I'm so sorry. I would have brought my identification, but you see, there's a war going on right now. Tentacool's like, yeah, but you're not part of our squad. Can I join? Hold up. Oh, now I rolled a good roll. Perfect.
I thought this was just gonna go into, hey, Zadoran, scream. But no, it's even better. Adam's just like, hey, I'm one of you now. Okay.
Hey, can I join?
Maybe. You got what it takes?
Sure. Adam just kind of points to the side, points at some random, like, large rock on the ground, and just kind of flicks his finger up, and the rock starts, like, shooting up in the air, and then lands back down. So, I can do that.
Oh, that's really cool. That's really great.
I'll go get the paperwork. Tentacool walks inside, leaving the Goldeen all alone. Yeah. Congrats on joining the squad. Adam's like, You see, here's the thing. I do really need to use, like, pencils, because I'm very bad at writing. Do you mind getting me one? Okay, but stay right here. Walks inside. Adam's like, all right, that was done. Opens the door, and then walks inside himself.
Oh, my... Dude, there are a million different ways this could have gone. This could have just been, hey, Psychic Giga Drain, let's go. This could have been, hey, Zadoran, scream. This could have been, hey, Susie, have fun. No, this is just, hi, let me in. Okay. Oh, that's so good. That's so good. I love it.
Adam walks on in with you guys in tow. And as you walk by, you see a door where both the Goldeen and Tentacool are. Adam just kind of snaps his fingers real quick, and the door closes and locks itself as Adam continues walking on. As you can tell, he's kind of serious.
Also, I mean, like, he's really, like, these are his stomping grounds. Like, you know, like, this is his infrastructure. They've just... Yeah.
They've kind of used for their own benefit here. Adam kind of leads you through the path, using the combination of psychic powers, and also I was here like 6 months ago, so I still remember the place. Goes on through, and eventually leads you underground to the jail cells, and you can recognize the atmosphere. Basically, as soon as you enter inside, I'm gonna open a door, go down some stairs, etc. You recognize the area because this is exactly the type of area that you were in. Maybe not this corridor per se, but this is definitely the type of area you were in.
Somewhere in this complex, there is a cell with some rocks that have been giga drained away.
Somehow there are rocks that have been giga drained, despite the fact that they're just rocks.
Yeah,
Just
I
weird
forget
math,
how
weird
we
math.
justified it, but I managed to convince you, and that's good enough for me.
Basically. And you walk on in. Basically, go on in. Adam's looking around trying to sense where people are, and then continues to direct through each of the cells until eventually you reach the cells and you know what this area is because you see one of the battle hammers here. There's Ford, kind of doing the classic jail thing of taking a ball and bouncing it against the wall. I don't know where he got the ball from, but he's doing this.
Also, I assume he's doing it with his pedals, like the two little like bud pedals.
Yeah, he catches it with
On
his
the top.
pedals and then throws it off.
Okay.
Just like flicking his head forward as he catches it.
I think just even like without a word, Kyle's just gonna like nod to the door, like look at Adam and nod to the door. It's like, can you open it, kind of thing,
Yeah, Adam's like looking around. Just thought of something stupid. Sure, why not? These are bad guys. We can make them dumb. He looks underneath a rock, and there's a secret key under the rock, and then just kind of plucks a key out. Emergency key, you know how it goes.
Yeah, no, of
unlocks
course,
each of the doors. Unlocks each of the doors. Ford's still bouncing the ball and doesn't even hear the door open until it kind of like swings open and hits the back of the next wall. Just turns around. Oh, it's
Turns around. Kyle just gives a wave.
It's like, sup? How'd you? Oh boy. This is great. And it just like gets out and starts like, start helping out with the doors and stuff like that, getting people on their feet, helping them out as best as Ford can, and turns back to you, just like, how'd you get out?
Kyle just kind of shrugs and then points to Adam.
Adam, still unlocking some of the doors, like, yeah, we started a war that kind of gave a distraction. You okay? You what? You started a what? Just pure confusion.
Kyle just like waves him off and just like, in a way to just say like, yeah, don't worry about it. I'll tell you later.
Ford's, as everybody gets out, Ford's just like walking, like with his head shaking as he walks out, like, started a war? What started? And you've gotten everybody you think you can.
Okay.
Upstairs you go.
So there are 5 of us. Who's here?
There are 5 new folks.
Or there are 5. Okay. All right. Fine. There are 8 of us. Okay. There are 10 of us. Who's here?
We'll go over the folks that matter in order. Susie's here. Manaphy's here. The rest don't matter. No, I'm kidding.
Yep. Of course. All right. We're
Basically,
good.
Susie, Manaphy, Sandoran, Kyle, Adam, Ross the Electric, Ford the Badoo, Charlotte the Mankey, Graham the Toxicroak, Juniper Sudowoodo. That's it.
See, and now here's the thing. This is what annoys me. Okay? The original voice you chose for Echo was sus. It was sus. I didn't trust Echo. And then you were like, wait, I chose the wrong voice for Echo. And gave him the weird, confused camp counselor voice. And I let my guard down, and look what happened. Look what happened.
So, not saying this means anything, but Echo ain't here, so that's fun.
I mean, best case scenario is Echo just mutinied his own guild. That's the best case. The best case scenario I could think of is Echo saw it was all downhill and said, "Nope, I'm retired," and just went AWOL. That is the best case scenario for Echo. There is no other good explanation as to why Echo is not here. And even that's not a good one. I can't believe, because here's the thing. I let my guard down because you set me up for it too. I was like, they're sus. And then you did the Echo voice, and I was like, you were trying to figure out the Echo voice again. And then you were like, oh, right, it was supposed to be like a weird, like, Echo doesn't know what's going on because Echo's incompetent. And I was like, this doesn't line up with like all of my suspicions so far. And you did the voice, and you were like, no, this is how it was always supposed to be. And I just believed you. I hate this. Why do you do this to me? Why?
Because I wanted to, he says, laughing hysterically.
That's like a top 5 not a scratch rant of all time right there. I just realized. Arc 5 especially, I feel like, with us doing this as like two people, you've just like taken the full license to be like, yeah, let me just mess with Muhammad's head as much as possible, and so we've gotten some good rants.
What? Me? Never. Sorry.
No, never.
Anyway.
But yeah, no. That was a. I give that rant a solid 7.8.
Anyway,
can someone out there who has recently binged the show or recently binged a good chunk of the show, just let us know what the best rants on this show have been. It'd be fun to like make a compilation of them or something.
So you have gained everybody but Echo, sort of putting suspicion on Echo as you guys, I presume, head out of the jail cell and go.
No, we're just gonna stay here.
Yeah, that's it. Game over. Whoa. Pop on out. War continuing on. Ford.
We're just gonna casually walk back to City Hall through all of the chaos. Ford is gonna be losing his mind.
Yep, I rolled terribly for this. So sure enough, people still don't notice you with an 8 roll on my end. The war continues on. Battlehammers are looking around in pure confusion as every guild has shown up fighting this random pirate squad that showed up out of nowhere. Most of them still remembering, hey, last time I remember was fighting some water type Pokemon, and now all of a sudden there's a war. Why are you here? It's just pointing to like random guild members. Why are you here? Like, as things continue.
Hey,
like,
long time no see. Aren't you supposed to be on the other side of the region?
Yeah, basically. But sure enough, you get back to City Hall basically unscathed, surprisingly enough, with my rolls here. And now we basically get back to the same place we were about in-game an hour and a half ago.
Yeah, no. show up to City Hall, be like, wait a second, we need reinforcements. 90 minutes later, roll up with like 4 times the number of people and be like, yep, this should be good.
This should be good. I think we got 1, 2, 3. Yep, that's what we need.
Okay.
Backup.
So I'm thinking of the people we have, right? People we have. Adam, as much as I love him, is useless.
Basically.
Adam's not going to do anything for us. Adam can low-key just stick to base camp. Zendoran is not bad for us here at all. Neither am I. Ross is going to put in work.
Right.
Ford might be able to make something happen. Charlotte might be able to make something happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Toxic and the Sudowoodo.
Graham is looking for revenge. Graham is gonna ball out. And then what's the Sudowoodo's name?
Juniper or Juliet, depending on if they're on regular code.
Yeah. Juniper can stick with Juniper can just stick with Adam, I guess.
Okay, so the game plan is everybody but Adam and Juniper charge in.
I mean, to be fair, if Adam and Juniper want to show up as fodder, they can, but they're not exactly helping. I'm gonna say this because I'm tired of not being able to make references to Gen 9, but this was already in a trailer and you've seen it. If Juniper was Brash's Sudowoodo, she'd be phenomenal here.
I've gotten past that, so I do know that.
Wait, you have?
I've beaten Brasius, yeah.
Wait, how many badges do you have?
3?
Oh, okay.
Did I do Brasius? I know who Brasius is.
Three total badges, not 3 gym badges.
No, 3 gym badges.
Oh, 3 gym badges.
I have the bug one, I think Brasius, and then Ionos.
Okay. Oh,
right?
I assume you're going in the recommended order, which means you've got 2 Titans and a star badge?
I'm about to do the star.
The first one or the second one?
No, I have done a star. That's right. I'm about to do the second one.
Yeah, I was gonna say, wow, if you really left it that late.
I have 6 total. Dang. Okay. I don't
Wow.
know where I'm.
Okay, you've made some progress.
It's been a minute. Anyway. Yeah. So full.
I'm
squad
kind of shook
decided
at the
to charge in.
progress because as of recording, what's been released has been 0 badges.
That's true. It's about to charge in, I think.
The game,
episode that
the
released.
opening of the game is such slow pace. Like right now, the speed runs of the game are like, I think right now the best paced speed run is like 6 hours. An hour of that is the opening of the game. Like it actually takes you so long to get moving in this game. There's so much before. There's so much like, I wouldn't say there's way too much exposition because the depth of the game afterwards makes up for it. But my goodness, it's long.
There's a lot in replay value. Sorry, not in replay value. When replaying the game, it feels like a lot because it's very linear and it goes to structure. Anyway, that's all Gen 9 talk. We don't need to get into that. Anyway, Battlehammers minus boss plus some extra characters about to charge in here.
Yeah, so I think like when we're outside, I think Kyle's just gonna look to Adam and just kind of give him a look of just like, are you sure you want to go in there?
Adam kind of shrugs like, yeah, why not? I can help. Something, somewhere. Maybe I'll just do some basic A attacks like it's an actual mystery dungeon game or something.
Okay, in that case, I think we're just gonna roll up with. Are we gonna roll up with everyone, or do we, wait? No. We have Susie with us. We gotta be careful.
Susie can theoretically go in your backpack.
Susie can go in my backpack. Susie can also just stay with Adam and or Juliet outside.
What does Susie want to do? Let me roll for that.
But also, Susie, we know what Susie wants to do. Please.
Susie rolled a 19. Susie is charging it whether you like it or not, basically.
Okay, fine. We're all rolling in. Let's go.
All right, squad in. Let's go. Charge inside.
Let's hope Susie knows. Like, hold on, I gotta. Give me a second. Is that really the first? That is the first move. Let's hope Susie knows Disarming Voice. God, I can't believe that's the first fairy type move that the World Slide learned. Why is Disarming Voice even a move? It's just so bad.
Is it like the tackle for fairy types? Oh, it's the quick attack for fairy types. No, it's the aerial ace for fairy types. There you go.
No, it's the water gun for fairy types.
Yes, but it always hits.
Oh, it does always hit. Yeah.
So that's a little boost, I guess.
Water gun's 100% accurate. Like, unless you're up against a sand attacking Zigzagoon, you're fine.
True.
Also,
anyway,
random aside, it took me way too long to learn that the accuracy was like actually like meant to be percentage. I just thought it was like similar to like base power and that it was like using the calculation, but like 100 accuracy moves can miss. It's just like a minuscule chance, right?
That's only Gen 1.
I thought that was still a thing. Or is it
no, Gen 1 has the infamous 1 in 256 glitch because of how they calculated.
Oh, right, it is 1 in 256.
Yeah, because of how it's calculated, it doesn't account if you... I think it's like, it checks your accuracy roll against 255 being the maximum before like the bite issues and all that sort of stuff.
Right.
But it's supposed to check if the number is less than or equal to 255, and instead it just checks less than, which means if you roll a 255, it misses, despite the fact that it shouldn't. So... That's only Gen 1, though. In future generations, it fixes it, so as long as it's not modified, 100% always hits. As opposed to Aerial Ace, Disarming Voice, which will always hit regardless if you've got like 30 sand attacks on you.
Yeah, well, because it just doesn't do the accuracy check.
Exactly. That's your Pokemon lesson of the day, audience members that may or may not be listening to this.
Oh, I've never actually seen the accuracy formula. Hold on, now I'm on a slight tangent. The accuracy is the move space accuracy times a modifier times adjusted stages times berry minus affection. Oh, that's how you do the dodge because it loves you. This is cool. I'm getting into the weeds of things.
Anyway, our accuracy roll here are simple. If you want it to hit, it doesn't hit. The end.
Yep, that's basically it. All right, full steam ahead. Let's charge.
Clippity cloppity clippity cloppity clippity clop. The entire battle hammers almost charges inside, up to the bosses. There are the bosses, turning around, looking at their city in ruin, and they turn to you. It's Red Eye and Claws.
Now, hold on. Kilo and I fought these two 3 days ago?
Give or take,
or
yeah.
3 or 4 days ago.
I need to go back and recount the days, but I'm going to guess it's been 3.
Because this morning, when we all regrouped, it had been 3 days since Kyle lost, right?
It's 4 days, actually, now that I think about it.
4 days?
There's a number somewhere that matches up. It's about 4 days, I will say.
Yeah, it's 4 plus or minus a day. Yes. If we had to put a betting line on it, 3.5 is the line.
Put your bets in now, people that are keeping track.
But yeah. So yeah, like literally like just a repeat of 4 days ago, or for Kilo maybe even 2 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I interrupted your dramatic scene to make a joke.
Oh,
and then
yeah. Red Eye, Claws, dun dun dun.
Well. I don't think this is quite the right voice, but we'll go with it. I think it's something along these lines. If it isn't my good old friend.
Staring directly at you and and
Kilo.
why can't I Kilo? That's it. Why can't I remember their names? Gosh, there's too many names in this show, guys.
Well, actually, Graham, but yes, Kilo.
Well, if it is
We're in mission mode. We're using code names.
And look, they've got guest clause. yeah, you got good. Yeah.
Sure, we'll say Claus is unable to speak properly. Dang, I really need to update the sheet. There's no clause in this list anyway.
But there are 50 random driller.
There's a bunch of random folks in this, but like I got contestant number 3 from the swimming competition, but no red eye. Anyway,
Okay, but contestant number 3 deserves to exist.
fair.
Contestant number 3 was
Oh, do you
God,
remember who that is?
I cannot remember what kind of I cannot remember the Pokemon that it was. For a half second, I thought I remembered, and then I was like, nope, no shot. That was one of the judges.
Oh no. Oh gosh, I just realized there's a whole bunch of fan theory-esque things you could probably make from this, but contestant number 3 was Lucario.
Oh boy!
Is it the Lucario or just a random one?
This was just a case of these two things happened independently, but because they happened in the same universe, questions need to be asked.
Yes. Anyway,
So you think you can fight us, huh?
Kyle's just gonna like look around at like his team, look over at Red Eye, and just shrug. I don't know, maybe.
All right. You've got some helpers on your end, but we have helpers on ours, right?
and out comes Echo. But Echo looks confused, is the best way to describe it.
Echo looks confused.
Echo's walking out. His eyes have a blank stare. He's just flapping his wings very slowly.
Like they're just
as he
glazed
steps out
over.
of the shadows. Yeah, as he steps out of the shadows, looks directly at you, and it is quite literally a blank stare. There is no emotion. There is no feel. This is camp counselor, right? He's got the smile on his face even when he's serious and everything. And for the first time since you've met him, Echo has no smile. He just looks directly into you.
Okay, but this doesn't make sense, because, like, who would have hypnotized Echo?
And you see on his forehead a golden ring.
Oh, really? Really? Real? Okay. Before we even get into this battle, I'm just gonna roll for something, because it literally does not hurt to roll for this. It's been a while since we've attempted to use this. And by a while, I mean, I'm pretty sure Arc 1.
I think I know what you're trying to roll it for as well.
Let's just snap Echo out of it. I'm gonna put on a mask and just stare into his soul. for people listening, because I realize that's vague. We got a golden mask in like Arc 1 that has been used once. And we're just gonna try and recruit Echo over to the light side. I think is what's gonna happen. We're just gonna try and draw him away from the dark side. I forget how this works mechanically. Anirudh, you need to remind me.
I will, but before you're able to take this effect, you just hear a snap. I presume you look around. You just hear a snap.
I hear it. Did it come from any specific direction, or was it just like an ethereal?
Ethereal is probably the best way to describe it. Yeah, you just hear a snap.
This is a problem. I'm gonna turn around and make sure that no one around me also has a golden ring on their forehead, because if they do, I'm in trouble.
You look around, and it doesn't look like anyone is moving. As you turn around, you look at each of the other guild members and the battle hammers. None of them are moving.
They're all like
Adam,
frozen.
All of the battle hammers look to be frozen. Adam is like waving his hand in front of somebody. Sindoran's looking around just as puzzled.
Is Echo also like time frozen here?
Echo is time frozen, as well as the pirates. Both of them look to be frozen as well.
No, yeah. I figured the pirates and the battle hammers were all time frozen. It was just a matter of whether Echo was. I assume me, Adam, Sindoran, Manaphy are not time frozen right now.
That's true.
Yeah. Okay. Kyle's just gonna look over to Adam questioningly, like, do you know, like, surely Adam knows something about this, right? Adam has to have been in this situation before. Like, this screams divine intervention.
Adam's looking around just as confused.
Okay, cool.
And then, so from your perspective, as you look forward, Red Eye is basically in front of you. Claws is at like 11 o'clock, and then Echo has just stepped out of the shadows and is currently at like 1:30, based on the hour hand.
Yeah.
If you look at 10:30, where there's the shadow of the curtains and the corridor and everything like that, you see smoke coming out of that area.
Smoke.
It's like dark smoke that turns vaguely like dark purplish. It's not this, obviously, but it's like a Gengar color.
Yeah. At first when you said dark smoke, I was like, Darkrai? And then no. Don't tell me. I think Kyle's gonna like motion, like Kyle's gonna like wave forward Adam and Zendora and then like point to that curtain and like slowly creep forward to try and look around it.
Before you can take a step, you hear the noise of something being summoned. And then, stepping back out of the shadows.
Oh, it's been too long, hasn't it? My dear friends, welcome to my realm.
And that's where we end this episode.
Bruh. Okay, sure.
I told you beforehand, before this episode, I think I said as long as you finish the battle today. That's not necessarily true. As long as you got to the battle, I think we were fine to be on schedule. I never said what the battle was.
Yeah. Why are you doing this?
My friend, it's all part of my plan. It's all part of the end story. Every step we take is another step towards my victory.
So what you're telling me is, like, Hoopa as the big bad evil guy in this campaign has really just been, like, an outlet for how you truly feel about this whole project this whole time, is what you're telling me.
I'm trying to think of how that would relate. No.
You're the puppet master and you're trying to ruin my existence.
Oh, from that perspective, absolutely, my friend. I don't know what you're talking about. That's been the goal since day one.
Yeah.
The moment you signed on the show, my immediate goal was to get you off the show.
Yep.
The moment you signed up, the end goal in my contract is to get you off the show. Your goal is to stay on the show. And somehow this benefits all of us. I don't know how, but
this is somehow working. This is somehow working. It's being held together by puppet strings and duct tape and USB-C cables, but it is working.
Yep. Sorry, I was thinking. I'm already thinking about the next episode, which we can't record right now, but
Nice.
I have a very interesting idea of how this is about to work. Because who said battles have to be physical?
I'm not looking forward to the next episode.
I hope all of you are, though, points into the audience that doesn't exist at this particular moment. Thank you so much for listening, watching, and supporting in every way, shape, or form that you do the wonderful show that is Not a Scratch. Your home for... I'm trying to do the thing that the Around the NFL folks do, where they have a segment on their Friday show called, like, the Injury Minute. And it's sponsored by Acrisure, but they change the description of what Acrisure is every single time. And it's usually something negative towards Acrisure. So it's brought to you by Acrisure, fruits next that have gone stale, or something like that. Just some completely terrible thing. Anyway, brought to you by Not a Scratch, where Fury swipes take over. I've been your PM, your DM, your GM, Anirudh himself.
And I've been Mohammed, playing hopefully soon to still exist Kyle.
And until next time, just remember, Hoopa is always watching. That's not ominous at all.